I must admit, I'm a little nervous showing today's movie, A Ton of Grass Goes to Pot. Why? Just look at that poster. It's 2,000 pounds of trouble. I can handle 1,000 pounds of trouble, that's no problem. But 2,000 pounds? Let me put it to you like this. Nuki probably weighed only about 50 pounds, and this movie is asking me to take in 2,000 pounds? No wonder they changed the title to The Big Score. That Much Trouble needs to frequently change its identity every movie release. Either that, or the movie just sucks. A Ton of Grass Goes to Pot is a 1972 film written and directed by Tom Hansen, who only a year prior brought us the story of the Zodiac Killer. You know, the movie that proved to us that the Zodiac Killer was a devil-worshipping mailman who liked to push old people down flights of stairs. Tom Hansen learned filmmaking the right way by learning in front of the camera, such as his small roles in Red Zone Cuba and The Hellcats. Ooh boy, we're in safe hands here. I feel like a guy and two robots need to be watching this movie, not me. This is way before Tom Hansen took up his true calling, joining the force and going undercover at high schools. Though it is a platinum video, judging from this production card, and putting the word platinum in front of your movie always means quality. Just ask these dudes. I don't need IMDb to tell me this is an action comedy. Even the production is an adventure. What a good sell. It's not a great film, but it's a fine film. Well, that's a recommendation good enough for a colonel.
Hey, boys, that was just fine.
A Ton of Grass Goes to Pot is the riveting story of a group of businessmen who try to smuggle, I guess, a ton of pot across the border using a hot air balloon. You'd think that'd be a fun movie to watch. You'd think that. The movie looks to be shot in glorious day for dawn of man vision. In the 70s, if you didn't have the right kind of filming permits, guards would shoot you on sight. That's not true. You could film anything in the 70s. As you can see, I've made an entire series out of it. A ton of grass goes to weeds. You can really see the comedy jumping off the screen. Alive or dead, half these people have shit their pants. Do we really need the Mexican army to take these people down? That's the last time the Geico Gecko is going to be smuggling insurance across these borders. Ooh, I think dialogue is going to happen.
This is Captain Gustavo Garcia of the Mexican Federal Police. We're completely surrounded.
That's not a megaphone, that's the movie's mic, and they're still fucking it up. Good job waking up at the crack of 4 p.m.
Jesus! Good God, the whole Mexican army's out there.
Oh my god, it's a shack full of over-exaggerations.
Please, will you come out with your hands above your head?
But on the plus side, the whole Mexican army is being really polite. I prefer all of my comedies to be shot in Waco Vision. Here, send out poor Jan Michael Ferrigno. He hasn't seen sunlight in months.
You will all come out. You and your comrade.
You don't need a megaphone. The guy is standing 10 feet in front of you. These are pot smugglers worried that they'll be spending the rest of their life in a Mexican jail, which should be better than that shack they're living in.
14 that you see, there's probably more. We could run for it. Most of those beaners never fired a gun.
And they're the last Trump supporters the country has left. So far, there's very little adventure, and this movie most certainly isn't fine. This isn't just exciting, it smells like the underarm of Horatio Sands exciting.
Oh, the hell with you.
What about the chick?
Screw her.
And now the movie's a sausage fest, albeit a sausage fest with guns. give the actors a bunch of acid beforehand, they will shoot at a bunch of imaginary fairies in front of them. And it'll be really horribly edited. The opening scene to Texas Chainsaw 3D makes more sense than this. At least let this poor man get his finger out of the Zima bottle first.
Draw the gun or we will fire.
Amigo!
Whoa, amigo is their word, so I guess that means they can kill you. Good job, fellas. You've confiscated a box of used porn magazines. A ton of red glitter goes to a group of guys from a costume shop.
Where is the marijuana?
Nice cut. We're gonna need a lot more than a ton of pot to make it through this movie. And what happened to this poor girl? She's never seen in the movie again. But the employees at Pierce & Pierce should make things more interesting.
I hope it's not like the portable sauna franchise.
A portable sauna? You mean like a microwave? They're talking about different ideas to make money, but it all seems really random.
We're going to open a topless, bottomless bar for faggots, right?
You know, you're the only one who keeps bringing that up. You even have sketches of the topless and bottomless bar. If you really want to make that, go ahead. None of us are stopping you. And be careful. That's the Zodiac Killer right fucking there.
Last but not least, me. Ike Shaw, successful entrepreneur. Shit, I'm damn near busted.
Nice exposition. If no one asks you your name or your occupation, just go ahead and shove it into the conversation. So, I'm not even kidding. Mike has heard it from his suede dealer about the hidden shipment of marijuana from the beginning of the movie. And now the boys want to steal it so they can sell it, I guess. Why, a ton of marijuana? That's gotta be worth $1,050,000.
$1,050,000?
That's what I said, $1,050,000. Right. Am I watching this movie, or is the movie watching me? Still, that's a lot of money. A ton of money, if you will.
No taxes. No alimony.
I'm pretty sure you still have to pay all those things. Here, let's pull out the script. It's written on the back of a kid's menu. They're coming up with their plan way too fast. If Peter Jackson directed this, there'd be at least one musical number by now. I know what you're thinking. There's only one way to smuggle that much pot across the border. Hot air balloon.
The total weight of the balloon is 257 pounds. We add 2,000 pounds. It's exactly 27 miles from the point of release to the coast. It takes 1 pound of gas for 18 miles of flight for every 1,000 pounds of weight. Our load is 2,257 pounds. Therefore, we'll get just a hair under 9 miles per pound of gas.
I'm watching a movie called A Ton of Grass Goes to Pot. Do you really think I know physics? What does the good doctor think?
I'm not up to pushing dope.
Yes, we know. You want that male topless bottomless bar, aka a naked bar. You can buy a ton of those with that money.
Well, how will the patients of Dr. Bell ever survive without the touch of my gentle hands?
What the hell? Just what are you sticking up your patients' asses? Unfortunately, they didn't count on bad tracking to be securing the border. They're being incredibly sneaky by picking up bands and having them play in the back of their truck. Don't worry, I'm sure the cops won't be able to tell that they're pot smokers at first glance. Let's see what this sounds like in the movie. Now let's see what it sounds like in real life. And ignore this guy. Baker can't write any tickets without Punch nearby. There's a lot of driving here so far. The movie's giving me Night of Horror flashbacks. I didn't sign up for this trip, and I'm damn sure both movies are taking a road to nowhere. As in, this movie is going nowhere. Oh, excuse me. It is going somewhere. Right in the shitter. There's a little pot, but I'm still waiting for that ton of pot.
I feel like an alcoholic in a liquor store.
Depressed? Whew, I was worried we weren't going to see the road for the rest of the movie. I'm glad it's back so soon. I see these two are trying to out Jerry Reed each other. I guess this is the pot? A ton of grass goes under this blanket because we don't really have a ton of grass. Damn, who's gonna move all of this?
Rome wasn't built by slow motion.
Rome was built by slaves.
So let's get slaves to do it. Wait, if I ever run for office, that sentence could really bite me in the ass. While the others are handling the pot, Mike goes into town for a very important reason. It's okay, I'm sure those reasons will come soon, once they're finished doing nothing. They're stopped by Michael Parks' Kill Bill Volume 2 cameo. He's there to give them a good deal on a Jeep.
Oh, shit, man. I want to take a couple of young, pretty senoritas across there.
Wow, that's so unlike this movie to speak dialogue that's totally meaningless. Mike gets in the Jeep, but he's soon placed under arrest. Clearly because there's no doors on this vehicle. Now that our lead is in jail, it's up to the supporting cast to speak nonsense.
There's only one thing I don't understand about the young people.
Where the hell is Mike?
The thing is, they all are trying to be different.
They call themselves individualists.
That's what I'm getting at. How come they all look alike?
Thank you. Now I know what Andy Rooney would look like if he smoked pot. The scene is like the chaperones supplied the kids with the drugs and then smoked it all and called them lazy. Oh, thank God, we're saved from the rest of the film. A nuclear bomb went off. A couple of the men go on a joyride, and where's the one place you want to go when you're baked out of your gourd? Jail, of course. So they find Mike. Smoking pot gives you super strength, so you can tie a pole to the front of a Jeep and knock down a set of cardboard building blocks. I'm guessing the movie's composer was also feeling a bit lazy because he stole the movie's theme from On Her Majesty's Secret Service. What the fuck? I thought I saw George Lazenby's manager earlier. Uh-oh, they've just been discovered by the Black Six, minus Gene Washington and Mean Joe Green, who are apparently too good for this movie. The bikers were also told about the ton of pot stash. Maybe they'll realize it's not a fucking ton.
All right, King Kong. You want to get heavy?
Why is this movie asking me to root for racists? It's okay, if you're not racist, you're a fucking stereotype.
Ay, caramba!
Nice. Now if you run really fast, you can steal that cheese from Sylvester the Cat. That is, unless Slowpoke Rodriguez slows you down.
How did it happen? I do not know. I was asleep.
God damn it, you're not actually supposed to put Slowpoke Rodriguez in the film. That makes me super angry. And as a white Midwestern guy, I do not like seeing anyone get made fun of. You know what could calm these two down? Pot.
I happen to know that they are soon going on a boat ride. But it's going to be a very short one.
If I want Dollar Store Smokey and the Bandit, I'll stick with Smokey and the Bandit 3, thank you very much. Now the movie is showing me things I'd rather stick up my ass than watch this movie. What the fuck are hippies doing in this pot movie?
As you can see, they show no love for God's handiwork, crushing every living plant that lies before them.
That's right, we need to take revenge on the dealers because they harmed a poor defenseless cactus. But here's where the point of the movie gets a little weird.
Dignity? Dignity? What is dignity? It is written, the meek shall inherit the earth.
Well, this movie is the opposite of dignity, but listen to this.
Those kids can starve down here. There ain't no welfare here. Now, why the hell don't you go home and try to stand on your own 2 feet? Like a man to get a job.
This movie seriously feels like it was made just to sucker in a bunch of potheads with an alluring title, only to call them lazy and tell them to get a job. That's quite a step down from his previous film, in which he hoped that the real Zodiac Killer would be in attendance. And what the hell is going on here?
I'll put this arm out here. You all ready?
Ah, there. He just had to work the sound effect out of his back. I gotta hand it to the movie, though. At least it has catering.
Sir, this thing, as you call it, is a literal wealth of desires. I carry delicious foods, food of your choice, cold, refreshing drinks and libations, various kinds of a gourmet.
Yes, thank you. Now I know what a food truck is. Honestly, the more the movie goes on, the more I think it's had it.
Watch out there, boy, watch out there. Down there, there's some...
Man, I've had it.
Because the movie literally just told me that it's had it, and scenes are dying. This movie is less Easy Rider and more The Last Movie, in that I hope it's the last movie I ever see. Hang on, something important is gonna happen.
Who did the paint job on the bump?
That was my idea.
I told you something would happen. Now I know they know who Jesus is, and when I get my hands on him, they're gonna meet him. Then I'm gonna steal their weed. A ton of grass goes to the audience so they can picture a better movie. I wish the movie was in 4D. At this point, I'd be over my high and totally crashed out, then I could sleep through the rest of it. But then I'd miss the part where Mike is comparing himself to a dictator.
You're a goddamn dictator. You know, you just might be right.
Did this movie have a stroke?
Demons and Phalanx and Hagen. Yeah, Mr. Burton.
What in the actual fuck? Am I having a stroke? When I said I wanted the audience to picture a better movie, I didn't mean Triumph of the Will.
Nun sprechen nicht ein Mann, sondern sprechen dein Deutschland! Deutschland, Obaka! Deutschland über alles!
I was under-exaggerating when I implied that they were racist. Turns out they are the racists! And if Mike is supposed to be Hitler, why is there still a picture of Hitler in the background? This is a good opportunity to make one of those hilarious Hitler videos. What would Hitler think about this movie?
Das war ein Befehl!
There! Short and to the point. I wondered if this movie would go anywhere, but I didn't think it'd lead to World War II. This is the adventure the opening credits were talking about. If you wanted to remake Elsa Fraulein SS, just remake Elsa Fraulein SS. Don't blow the night porter in my face and tell me it's Cheech and Chong. I'm running out of Nazi jokes. For a 75-minute movie, the Third Reich is really slowing shit down. No joke, this is the longest fucking scene in the movie, and that includes them drinking beer. You'd think Goebbels would have put a lot more effort into his sex tape. That's what he gets for executing his fluffer right before ejaculation. Anyway, back to the series of moving pictures that calls itself a movie. Oh great, a gunfight. Can we go back to the more fluid editing in the film? You know, the Nazi stock footage?
What do they call that down here? A Mexican standoff?
No, I'm pretty sure they just call it a standoff. After realizing they're all terrible shots, they decide to split everything 50-50 with the bikers. Alright, the poster had a balloon on it. They should probably get to that. If this was made to keep people from coming to America, it's working. Oh, wait, that's not true. We have a ton of pot now. Come on over. God, I hope Professor Fate and Max shoot this balloon down. Not that it matters. No one is manning the balloon because they couldn't add any more weight. I guess it can hold a literal ton of pot, but not a 150-pound man. So they just have to hope the balloon floats across the border and crashes somewhere that they can find it. This scene is starting to go on as long as the Nazi scene. It thinks the audience will be impressed with a giant balloon. There's no more audience in your theater. You told them to get a job. Only in America could you show this shit in a movie theater. This was the Balloon Boy hoax of the 70s. They filmed a bunch of footage of a balloon and told people it was a movie. The balloon is spotted by a plane in the sky, piloted by a man who is obviously on the ground. How could he have spotted it? It blends right into the ground. And what are these fucking song lyrics? I'm just gonna assume it's the Faded Blue from Blast Off Girls singing, cause I can't understand a word they're saying. Good cinematography means that you simply need to have a lot of clouds in the shot. Look at that storm coming in. The movie is so bad it caused the Second World Flood. The ton of pot crashes and... Okay, I know that cows have eaten their pot. Just cut to it already. Apparently when cows eat a lot of pot, it really screws with the movie's editing. And I don't like the idea of anything in this movie going in reverse, even if it is just for a second. What the hell was that? That's the look that a cow gives after it's shit in your hamburger, not after you've just sat through one of the worst pot movies ever made. This is the movie equivalent of buying a ton of pot, only you open it up to find nothing but stems. And what the fuck happened to the cops who were supposed to be chasing them? Did they fall asleep again? And I seriously want to know what happened to this girl from the beginning. Is her head gonna turn up somewhere? Let me look at that damn poster again. A true story? I suppose you can claim that if you put a question mark at the end of it. What? It could be true. I'm not sure. We're just saying. Best hurry. It's only showing for 1 week. And by 1 week, I mean 78 minutes. They're not showing this movie twice. Don't worry, the theater is under armed guards. Too many people were blowing their brains out halfway through. Long story short, this movie isn't very good, but perhaps I'm being too hard on A Ton of Grass Goes to Pot. Chronologically, this episode isn't even in the right order. I had to watch this at the last minute because YouTube is holding the Elm Street 2 Freddy's Revenge episode hostage. Fun stuff. I'm sure you'll see it someday.
All right, you guys, knock it off.